Hello and welcome to the Truth or Scare podcast.
I'm Tamara.
I'm Kira, and today we are going to be talking about the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. There are a few very famous ghosts that haunt this hotel, and Tamara and I have had our share of experiences at this hotel, so we are going to explore them all today.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I love this hotel and I love all the stories and all the hauntings. I think it's so fascinating.
It is fascinating. Our main gal of the evening is the one behind us.
This beautiful woman.
This beautiful Marilyn Monroe behind us. She apparently lives in the Marilyn suite still. And we didn't get to go there this past time.
But we will.
We will.
We will. We're determined.
Yeah. We were very sad not to be able to go. And there is also the Marilyn mirror in the lobby, where it's up the stairs a little bit.
Yeah. But it used to be in her suite. But then I guess guests were complaining about seeing her spirit in the mirror, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain, but people were.
I'd
And
love
so
to
then
hang out with
they moved it into the lobby area. So, I mean, now it's cool because now everyone can, try to see her.
Yeah. Apparently people do see her. We've tried many times. We haven't seen her. But that is a cool little tidbit about the hotel. And then there's Montgomery Clift, who haunts the 9th floor.
Yeah, 928.
928. And we sat outside of 928 in the stairwell and got some very interesting activity.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
we'll go into that a little more.
Yeah, there are a lot of stories that people have shared online. I figured we'd just start with one that I found on Reddit. I thought it was interesting because it was similar to some of the stuff that we've experienced there. So this one is from a lady. She did not share her name. And she goes and says, I just spent 2 nights at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel staying in a room with 2 beds on the 3rd floor with my sister and brother-in-law. Our parents were staying on the 1st floor. To preface this story, I didn't know anything about the hotel prior to staying, except that it was a famous old hotel in a cool area that my dad had picked out for us. The first night, they had gone to sleep, and I was up watching videos on my phone before bed for a little while when the lights in the bathroom turned on their own. I was super freaked out, but mustered up the courage to check and make sure no one was in our room and to turn the light off. I then laid in bed for about an hour with my phone flashlight on and just staring at the hallway to the bathroom and finally calmed down enough to try and sleep. I put my phone back down and flipped to the side with my back to the bathroom hall, and they immediately turned on again. This time, I didn't get out of bed and just watched the area, and after about 10 minutes, they turned off on their own. At this point, I woke up my brother-in-law to check it out and tried to figure out a reasonable explanation for this. And as we walked to the bathroom, they turned on again. My brother-in-law was saying it was a motion sensor, but we tested that theory out and couldn't get the lights to turn on or off by walking near or opening and closing the door. We ended up closing the door about 90% of the way, and luckily the hallway to the bathroom had a barn door we could close to avoid seeing the lights. I was able to fall asleep and had a long nightmare involving waking up in the hotel room over and over again to bad, crazy, random things happening. When I woke up from what I thought was a long, bad dream, I had actually only been asleep for 20 minutes. I didn't want to freak myself out even more, so I avoided looking up anything about the hotel until after we checked out. The next day, I caught the lights turning on once more, but it was during the day, so it was less creepy. Now that I'm home safe, I looked up the hotel and find it listed as one of the most allegedly haunted places in LA. I'm very glad I didn't know that while staying there, or else I would have had to wedge myself in bed with my sister and her husband to be able to sleep. But now I can at least say I've experienced a creepy ghost story, and I don't need another one.
Yeah.
So that's really crazy because we've also had lights turning on and off. The thing is, our room did have motion sensors.
Yes, they did.
But that also is really creepy because obviously something is moving to turn on the light.
Yes.
And we caught that on camera too. We have that.
Yeah, because I went over to the corner just to set something down, and then I walk away. I'm fully in the bedroom at this point, and then the light turned on.
Yeah.
And it made no sense.
No.
And it seems like it's a common occurrence.
Yeah, it seems to be a running theme at this hotel.
That's so crazy.
And I mean, that's even crazier that their room didn't have motion sensors, but for me,
yeah,
I feel like
that's really crazy.
totally. But a motion sensor still is, I mean, we use cat balls, which are motion sensors, while we're trying to investigate for that reason, because if something makes it go off, obviously
Yeah.
there's something there. So, yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting how people have, running themes at this hotel.
Yeah.
And you,
Yeah, so I found another story of a girl that stayed there very recently. She was there literally right after we were, because we investigated mid-July,
yeah,
and she was there, yeah, like a week later.
okay, crazy.
So she said she already knew the stories about Marilyn, but when she walked into the hotel in her hotel room, felt weird energy. So then she talked to her friend who was also staying at the hotel about how she was feeling, and her friend said that she didn't feel anything. So she was like, maybe it's just in my head, like I need to like let it go. And so then she goes to an event. She comes back to get ready for bed. She said she turned off all of the lights, got into bed, scrolled on TikTok for about 20 minutes, and then out of nowhere, the bathroom light turned on by itself. Hers was a motion sensor light as well. So she decides to call her friend and go crash in her room for the night because she's freaked out at this point, and she's like, I'm not gonna sleep alone. She said she did not sleep well that night at all. She kept waking up either really hot or really cold, and she says the alarm clock went off at 5 a.m. randomly. It was an old radio alarm clock. So her friend decides to look up the haunted history of the hotel and sees that the most haunted room is 928, and that was her room. So then they find out that the room is haunted by Montgomery Clift, who's known to turn up the thermostat, and he turns on the radio at random times. So it's crazy that she was staying in one room that was haunted and then went to the haunted
The
room.
most haunted room.
Yeah, thinking that she's going to be more safe.
No.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, we really wanted to stay in 928.
Yes.
And there were people staying there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that room is the one, yeah, like you said, he apparently is turning on the radio. He's turning on, I mean, the thermostat? Was that?
Yeah, I guess he turns up the thermostat, and so that's why she was waking up feeling really hot and sweating.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I know he like haunts that entire floor. That's just the room he stayed in. And so I stayed on that floor.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago. And my brother, I was doing like a little ghost investigation, and so me and my friend are roaming around the hotel at like 3 or 4 in the morning. My brother is like, I'm gonna try to sleep. We're like, okay, you're crazy, but go ahead. He FaceTimes us shortly after, and he's like, the alarm clock is like playing music right now. Like, please come up here. Like, I'm terrified. So we've experienced that too. And so it's crazy to hear that it is like something that other people are experiencing.
Yeah, there's
And
definitely
he's just like
running
messing
themes.
with people. Yeah.
He's just living his best life.
He is. He's like, this is fun.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
Do you want to talk about your Ouija board experience that night too?
Oh my gosh, that was insane. So we decided to do a Ouija board. That was the first time I've ever done one. And it works. It absolutely works.
Yeah.
We talked to like multiple people that night. It was like, I don't know, like maybe like 7 people. One person did say that they were Marilyn. They also said the year that she was born, which none of us knew. And so that was really interesting.
So crazy.
And that spirit seemed very nice. She was like, welcome.
Yeah.
That's what it said. And we were like, that's really sweet. We talked to someone that was German who said that he was staying there. And I think he said he was a medic. Which was really interesting.
I wonder if he was there helping people or saving people who
Yeah.
had died. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people have died in that hotel.
Yeah, we need to like look up more about that. Like who's actually passed
away
in the hotel? I don't know.
Remember when we were there and we were doing the spirit talker and that one lady came through? I think she said, my name is Dorothy. Was it Dorothy? Or she said, I forget what her name was.
Wait, the girl from I Love Lucy?
Was it her? No.
Elizabeth?
Because there was a lady that came through that apparently lived in the hotel, but she was really nice to us. She was the one ghost that we had in the beginning that was contacting us, who was really kind. We have to go back and look at the footage.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I don't remember her name. I just remember Elizabeth was very like cool that night.
yes.
I loved her spirit, and that was actually crazy because we didn't even know that she lived there.
So it was Elizabeth. That was who it was.
Is that the one you're thinking of?
It must be because there was. Should I
The
just
one
look
that
up?
we were talking to in the room, and
Yeah.
like she was like touching the REM pod like on command.
Yeah. And
Yes,
she
that's
was being really
Elizabeth.
nice. Elizabeth Patterson.
Yes.
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 She made. Oh yeah. She played Mrs.
Yeah.
Trumbull in I Love Lucy, and we got a very clear sign that it was her. It was the spirit talker said, "My name is Elizabeth," when we
Yeah.
were asking whose name it was.
Yeah, and then we were like, "Can you like confirm by going near the REM pod?" It did.
It did.
Immediately. Like every question we were asking, it was
Yep.
answering very clearly, which was really cool.
It was really cool.
She was a very intelligent spirit.
Yeah, and she was. I think she was just being nicer to it. It's funny how you can feel when you are doing investigations. You feel the energy, and you can feel if it's a lighter or darker energy. And she
Yeah.
just felt really lovely.
She did. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, she's so sweet."
Yeah, because we had the name Elizabeth come through, and then we
Yeah.
looked up who has stayed at this hotel with the name Elizabeth, and then she came up, and she had lived there for a while. A lot of famous
I think
people.
until she died.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure, which is crazy because we literally had never heard of her or like knew that she had anything to do with the hotel.
Yeah,
So that was really cool.
there's definitely a lot of people who lived there that they don't publicly say lived there until you Google it, and then
Yeah.
you can find the information. So let's see. Hollywood Roosevelt. She was really nice. We're talking about her as if we know her. We're like, we love her. So yeah, she lived at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel during her 35-year film and television career. So she was there for 35 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that was her
She must have
home.
loved it. Wow.
It's so funny to me that so many famous people chose to live there because I would not live there. I know it's haunted now, but even just what Hollywood Boulevard is, maybe it was different back then.
Yeah.
But it is really scary. And when we were talking to the bartender there, he even said that. He was like, it's hard to tell sometimes because the people who are alive out there on the street are also really scary.
Yeah.
So I'm scared of the ghosts and the people who are alive around this hotel.
Yeah. I mean, the hotel itself is beautiful and like I would live there if it wasn't located on Hollywood Boulevard.
Totally. And now it's more rundown. I think back then.
Yeah,
it
I feel like
was-
back then it probably wasn't what it is today, you
Yeah.
know, and like that's why it was so famous. Like Hollywood itself was so famous, and now it's just a scary place, unfortunately.
Yeah. So yeah, she didn't die.
It scared me.
I know, me too. Intermission.
Okay.
Just a break. Okay, hi, we're back. Sorry about that.
Hello.
So another story that a valet at the Roosevelt Hotel said was there was this woman who was apparently very level-headed. She was working there, and she was planning to leave because she was going to go be a Pilates instructor.
Love.
So she was doing something called walking departures, where you walk around and you go see if the guests have left, if they haven't come to the front desk to check out, and they were supposed to check out. So she goes to a hotel room that the guests were supposed to not be at, and she opens the door, and then suddenly all of the people working at the hotel hear her on the radio freaking out, and then they're all kind of sitting there waiting to hear what is going on. And she comes back on the radio and she's freaking out still, and then they come upstairs and find her, and she's in a ball position freaking out, saying that she saw a man just from the waist up, no legs, and he was blue and pasty. And obviously everybody was very concerned because they thought maybe it was a real person that she saw. So then from then on, they kind of had a rule to not let women go do these walking departures in the hotel, which is very interesting.
That's so crazy.
It is crazy. And then we also had the bartender tell us the story.
Yeah, we were talking to the bartender and telling him, you know, like what we were doing there, and asked if he had any stories, and he said that one of the housekeepers was cleaning out the Maryland suite, and she spoke very little English, but she ran out of there just yelling death, 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 and like was freaking out, like very like frantic. And they don't really know what happened in there. They don't really know what she saw.
Yeah, because she couldn't explain it because she doesn't really
Yeah,
speak
but
English.
something happened in there that obviously scared her.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's interesting because I feel like the employees there don't speak to each other about this because this valet had that experience. The bartender had a different experience, but they were all like, that's the only thing that I've experienced.
Yeah.
So everybody has individual experiences.
Yes.
But they're not talking to each other about it, which is really funny to me.
Yeah. And like the girl that checked us in, she knew it was haunted. And she, you know, like knew the haunted rooms and was like, I'm going to try to put you in a haunted room. But she didn't really tell us any personal experiences.
Yeah, she didn't tell us much. And I don't know if maybe she just really hasn't experienced anything, but she was so open to
Yeah.
the idea of it.
Yeah.
And obviously she knows people believe that about the hotel. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand some people don't want to experience it or engage in that and then they just shut that off for themselves, which fair. I totally get that. If that's what you have to do
Yeah.
to be safe, just ignore it and pretend like it's not happening. But I feel like if I was working in that hotel, I would be so scared to be walking around alone and doing anything alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. But I'm like, if you're going to work there, you just got to know that you're going to see some ghosts and hear some things. Another thing was when I stayed there on the ninth floor, we heard a lot of knocks, like a lot of knocks. That was really strange. When we stayed there, we did hear a couple.
We heard a couple for sure. It's hard when you hear knocks to be like, is that just something walking around up there?
Yeah.
But when they're timed right, like when you've asked for a knock, that's when it's really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so there's this story on Reddit, and this is interesting because we were just talking about the workers and how they all seem to have a very different experience. So this woman had gone on Reddit and asked about, should I go stay there? Because I wanted to go there, but then everybody was telling me that it's actually really scary, and she was questioning everybody. So she then edited her question on Reddit and said, is it a good idea to visit next weekend? This time I'm going to try and find the mirror that is supposed to be haunted by Marilyn. So she edits, she said, so I finally did it. I went to the lobby of the hotel at around evening. When I went in there, my dad told me that if I ask reception desk, they're going to think I'm crazy or something. Call the security in to take us out for bothering them, which is true because if that was a worker that doesn't believe in the paranormal and doesn't believe that the hotel is haunted, I'm pretty sure I'm fucked big time, she says. So she says, when I first went into the entrance of the hotel for the very first time, I saw a hotel receptionist. I was too nervous to speak to them for no reason at all, so I went to the pool side of the hotel. While I was there, a pretty female hotel worker asked us, are you booking for the hotel? My response to her was, we're just here to look for paranormal activity. The woman responded back very coldly with, we don't have paranormal activity in this hotel.
Jeez.
So then I left the hotel.
Does she know where she's working?
I know. So that's very interesting to me that somebody was
like very just, yeah. I
No.
feel like she must just not believe. She must just not believe in any spirits, ghosts, or anything. And that's why she said it's not haunted because
yeah. It's so interesting because
it is.
It is, and it's very famously haunted. The minute you Google the Roosevelt Hotel, that comes up. So
it's one of the most well-known haunted places.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she probably just is against it.
Yeah. Oh, we should talk about how this hotel is the inspiration for Tower of Terror.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm a big fan of the Tower of Terror.
I loved that ride growing up. It was my favorite one, and I
Yeah.
think it's so interesting that that's not public knowledge. That this hotel was that inspiration.
Do you know how? Do you know like the story of like how they decided to make it into like a thing?
Do you?
No.
Should we find out?
Yeah.
So apparently somebody on Reddit said basically it is definitely Disney's Hollywood Terror Hotel inspiration. And it's an intriguing little detail because as far as I know, no one from Disney or anywhere else has mentioned that the Roosevelt is an inspiration. The Disney people usually credit the Biltmore Hotel, which is interesting. Somewhere we want to go.
Very haunted.
Yeah. Stay tuned. But also that it has to do with the Twilight Zone. So it seems like the Roosevelt has been an inspiration for many years. I mean, the Twilight
Yeah.
Zone was back in Maryland's days, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So the fact that
And I see the Hollywood Roosevelt being an inspiration for the Tower of Terror way more than the Biltmore. Biltmore's beautiful, but I feel like the Roosevelt looks like the Tower of Terror.
yeah. And apparently
But that's interesting. Like no one's ever confirmed any of these, and it's just
Right?
like people are assuming.
I guess it's interesting how news travels because
Yeah, like where did this come from? If no one has ever said anything,
right.
I believe it though.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's definitely a lot of stories there. Forbes is saying that the Biltmore was the Tower of Terror's inspiration. But if you look,
That's interesting to me.
yeah, if you look at the Tower of Terror and how it was built, it looks like the Roosevelt
It does
on the outside.
even with like, I mean, obviously, like the sign is a little bit different, but
Yes.
it's similar in a way.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've been inside the Biltmore Hotel. I don't think that it necessarily looks anything like the Tower of Terror. I do think the Roosevelt does,
right.
but okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of weird places in Hollywood that have a lot of old history that feel protected in a way by people and maybe even the people who haunt it.
Yeah,
You never know.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, the last experience that we had at the Roosevelt that was weird was when Tamara was in the bathroom.
Yeah, I think I was like getting ready to finally try to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were like delirious at this point.
We were
It was
delirious.
like 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah, I feel like paranormal investigating definitely takes it out of you in a weird way, emotionally, but also physically, because when you're getting the chills all the time, your body gets really tired and you do get a bit delirious.
Yeah.
But so Tamara was in the bathroom, I was in bed, there was no AC on, there was no window open, there was nothing that would have caused this. Basically, there was a piece of bubble wrap on the bed, and I see it slowly start moving, and my first instinct is to just get my camera out and film it. And you can hear on the video, I'm so delirious, and I'm just like, I think the bubble wrap just moved, and Tamara's just like, what?
Like, what? What are you talking about?
I'm like, it moved.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Anyway. And then you see on the video, which
Yeah.
we can insert here. This bubble wrap is moving. The bubble wrap just moved.
Is it like air?
I don't know.
Is it on my bed?
I caught it on video.
Huh?
I did catch it on video.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know. I'm confused. Basically, it just flops over and moves. At that point of the night, I was so desensitized because we had seen and experienced so many things that I was basically just like, okay, well, I
Here's
have no doubt.
another thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
Yeah, I actually went back and I watched that video today. And it's very strange because I was like, well, maybe it was like a breeze. Maybe it was the air. I don't remember if we had it on, whatever.
Yeah.
But you can tell that there's nothing moving in that room except for the bubble wrap.
Yeah.
And like if it was the air, the curtains would be moving. Like there was a lot of things
Yeah.
on the bed. Like it wouldn't have just been that, and everything else is like so still.
And quiet and silent.
Yeah. Yes. Very silent. And so
It also moved
it's very
so
interesting.
Yeah, it moved so slow too. It was like a
Yeah.
flop. It was so interesting. I don't know. It was definitely something that we didn't really deep in the moment. And that was something that we caught on camera that was moving. Obviously, we caught
Yeah.
the REM pods going off. We caught the spirit talker saying things. We caught us doing the Estes method, which
The
was
light,
weird.
yeah.
The light going off. There was a lot of things. So yeah, go watch that video if you guys are interested in
Yeah.
our experience at the Roosevelt.
That was a really fun night.
It was fun.
I do think it's so interesting that the REM pod and like everything wasn't going off until we were like dialed in. We're like, let's turn off all the lights.
Yep.
And let's really try to communicate and contact
Yeah.
someone. Because like when we first got in the room, like it wasn't going off.
There was nothing.
There's nothing. And we're like, okay, like I don't know, is this like what we're gonna get all night? But then yeah, once we're like, let's really just like turn off the lights, let's ask questions. It was going off like on command, which was so crazy.
Yeah, that night was really crazy the way that they were just
Yeah,
openly
they're smart.
communicating.
They're so smart. Like whoever we were talking to knew how to use these devices very well.
It definitely felt like we were talking to a lot of people and like they were just moving through the room.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like we were getting one person for a long time at all. It really felt like they just move through the walls, through the rooms. And I was thinking about that with a hotel, how it's actually a perfect place for people who have passed to live, because in a home where somebody lives, that person is there all the time and they kind of, take it over. But in a hotel, people are in and out and they're like, you guys are the guests. This is our house.
Yeah.
So they just move around, and if one room is empty, they might stay there. Or
Yeah, that's
if
true.
they choose to look in on people, it's probably really interesting for them to look.
Yeah, that's people watching. It's entertainment.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's their TV. They can just switch channels and go between rooms.
That's so funny. I never thought of that. But
yeah,
it's true.
It makes sense as to why hotels really carry that energy. And also, I mean, if people are living there for extended amounts of their life,
I mean, they probably, have like an attachment and like have happy memories there.
Yeah.
And like, I think it was the first, oh my gosh. What show was it? Can you look it up?
what?
They hosted like the first award show.
Oh,
I don't want to butcher it. I don't know what award show it was.
let's see. I mean, across the street is the Dolby Theater, so they host everything right across the street now. So
I think it was the
makes
first
sense.
Oscars.
Yep, the very
Yes.
first Academy Awards ceremony was
Okay.
at the Roosevelt Hotel in the
Like-
ballroom.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
cool is that?
It's so cool.
The history is so cool.
It really is. It's the
It's-
most iconic hotel.
It is. It's old Hollywood.
Yeah. I'm curious about Montgomery Clift and what his life was about. So he had a car accident.
Yeah. And then I think it left him like disabled. And so it made him very depressed.
Yes. Okay. So Montgomery Clift was in a car accident on the evening of May 12th, 1956. He crashed his car into a telephone pole after falling asleep at the wheel while driving home from a party at Elizabeth Taylor's house.
Oh.
The accident left him with severe facial injuries and was a turning point in his career because obviously he couldn't be an actor anymore. He ruined his face.
I mean, he was like a little heartthrob.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean,
Yeah.
he was gorgeous.
Oh.
That is very, very sad. I just want to see how long he lived at the Roosevelt.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, just in 1952, while he was preparing for his role in 1953. But so I guess he had his accident in 1956. So I think that was
Wow.
his final role. And that's maybe why he's stuck there, because he's clinging on to the fact that that was his good time in his life before the accident.
That's so sad.
It was kind of the peak of his life because that was when he was preparing for his role. It was the
That would
movie
make
called
sense.
From Here to Eternity.
We should watch it.
We should.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were in front of Marilyn's mirror and we were trying to communicate with something and whatever it was not wanting us to film?
It was, yes. Oh
That
my
was
gosh.
really weird.
That was crazy. We kept asking because the REM pod would go off.
The REM pod was going off. We'd be like, is this person? It would go off. But then it was like, it was being
It
like,
would stop.
yeah, it was being like weird. And we're like, are you mad we're filming you? And then it would go off. And we're like, do you want us to turn off the cameras and go off? Like, it did not want to be filmed.
And then we turned off the cameras and it went off, and I quickly tried to like sneak it on.
Oh my God.
And then it stopped. But I think I got the very end of it to prove like, okay, it was just on.
Yeah.
But then it wouldn't. And I do feel like that's kind of a running theme when we do film that is difficult, that a lot of ghosts are like, don't film me.
Yeah.
I don't want people to
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But
some of them are a little private, apparently.
they
and
definitely are, and that's
yeah.
fair. I mean, if it was Marilyn, she was filmed a lot in her life. I guess she wants
Yeah,
privacy.
yeah, she might. Yeah, she's over it. I
That's
don't
fair.
know.
That's totally fair. We're in
But
her
yeah,
home.
whether it was her or someone else, but that was very interesting. I
Yeah.
felt like it could have been her. And she, yeah, was just like, please just don't film. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, but it's interesting because when you were doing the Ouija board and you were very openly filming, she came through very clearly saying
Yeah.
Marilyn and the year. So
Yeah.
maybe some nights she just feels like it and some nights she doesn't, and that's also fair. I
Yeah,
totally
I
get that.
get it. I understand.
I
Yeah.
feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting. I think that, I mean, with her, they just see her in the mirror, which is interesting because obviously she was, this beautiful figure and it was to do with vanity. So I don't know if maybe she's stuck looking at herself or if there's things there that she hasn't moved from. But when it comes to Montgomery Clift, they say that people hear him rehearsing lines. Then there's the radio that we talked about, and it's because he played the bugle. Is that what it? No, the trumpet. Sorry.
He played the trumpet.
So guests and staff
Aw.
have reported hearing a lone trumpet late at night, which is attributed to Cliff's spirit playing the instrument he was playing in the film because he had to practice that in the room. So it's interesting
That's
how
so crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're stuck doing what they were
Yeah.
doing there.
And so he just loved music, I guess, and so that's why he turns on the radios?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's actually really cute when you think about
That
it.
is really cute.
I know.
Oh,
I feel like-
Montgomery.
I think he's nice too. I don't think he's trying to mess with anybody.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
And maybe he just really likes heat. That's why he turns up the thermostat.
He's cold.
He's cold.
That's fair.
He's like, no, you guys need to be warm.
Yeah, I wonder what the months were. It just says he stayed there for 3 months. It doesn't say what months, but I wonder if they were the winter months and he was
Maybe,
cold.
and he's like, it's very cold. I don't know.
yeah. It's
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think that he's mean at all. I think that he's just showing people what he enjoys,
Yeah.
and he wants people to know that he's there.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like, because he seems to be very, yeah, I don't know, strong at wanting people to know. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Hi, I'm still here.
It seems like everybody's having the same experience. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it is sad. It is sad that spirits seem to get stuck. And I mean, maybe they're happy there. Like I said, maybe it is that this was a great time of his life and he just wants to remember that as it was. And that's fair. And Marilyn feels the same. It was a great time in her life when she was beautiful. And that's why she's looking in the mirror. It doesn't have to be a negative reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they're stuck there or if they just pass on through and visit and
Yeah.
are able to go other places or what, but it is very interesting.
Yeah.
But obviously they do feel very attached to this hotel and the memories that they had there. Do you know when Marilyn lived there? Can you look that up?
Let's see.
I wonder if it was in between marriages or
Yeah, I wonder if she was single.
Yeah.
So during the 1940s, while her modeling career was beginning to take off. So that makes
so
sense.
that's the very beginning.
Yeah, it makes sense with the mirror.
Wow. Okay.
Yep, she was overlooking the pool where she also had her first professional photo shoot for a lotion company.
Wow. Her first?
Yeah. So this
That's
was
really cool.
early on
I
Marilyn.
have beef with that pool though.
Okay, so sidebar. Tamara's phone fell in the pool. We may or may not have been taking TikToks in the pool.
Yeah.
And then it fell into the pool. We thought it was fine because it
And then
was
wasn't.
working.
And then it wasn't.
And then she has a Tesla and her key is on her phone. And as we were walking to the car, her phone completely freaks out. We can't open her car. We thought that she
It was
couldn't-
a very difficult evening.
It was a very difficult evening. Luckily, you could disarm your house because that would have been
Yes.
terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, we got it all figured out. But it was, yeah, the pool.
It was the ghosts.
I hope not.
I had two
Why would
friends. They responded to me saying when I put on my story that your phone fell in, they were like, it was the ghosts. Maybe it was.
I mean, maybe, but please don't do that again. Ghosts.
Yeah, we like you and we
Yeah.
really want to go there all the time.
I love the hotel. It's one of my favorite places to go. Just visit, walk around, go to the bars, but also investigate. I think it's so fascinating and it's beautiful and
It has a
Yeah.
really cool vibe. Despite the ghosts, they are not a negative vibe whatsoever.
No.
It feels really cool. It feels rich with so much history. I recommend anybody to go in there. Even the architecture is really cool. There's also in the lobby the bullet hole in the
Oh
ceiling.
yeah, that Carly pointed out.
Yes. I don't remember
I
the
forgot
exact story.
why that happened.
Let's see.
Let's look it up. But yeah, there is a bullet hole that you can see still. They never covered it up. And it's right in the lobby, right above you.
Let's see.
But yeah, I forgot. She said someone came in and fired a shot.
Nobody wants to tell us online.
How did she find out?
No.
Let's call her.
It's very interesting. Yeah. Quick sidebar. Should we call her?
Okay, we're calling Carly.
Please answer, Carly.
Hello.
Hi, Queen. It's me and Kira.
Hi.
Hi.
We have a question. We're filming a podcast, and we needed to ask you a question.
Okay, what's up?
So do you remember like the story of the bullet hole at the Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Okay, can you say it?
Can you tell the people?
So, okay. So basically, let me get my names right. Hold on.
Okay.
We tried Googling it and we
We
couldn't find
anything.
anything.
So it's like we're calling you.
It was okay, so Mickey Cohen was in the Roosevelt, and one day I think he got upset and he came barging into the Roosevelt lobby, and he essentially just like opened fire inside of the lobby, not like towards people, just he shot a couple bullets in the air, and one of them hit the like top of the Roosevelt lobby, kind of like in those beams, and you can actually see the bullet hole still to this day because they haven't patched it up. But I think it's really cool. You can see like where it shot and then another one where it grazed. But
Yeah,
That's
pretty
so
interesting.
crazy. Okay, so he
Yeah.
just did it because he was mad.
I think
He's having a bad day.
I'm not sure the details. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna
was
shoot the
like-
ceiling.
Yeah, right. No, but he was essentially just like LA's Al Capone, and
Okay.
he frequented the Roosevelt. So funny story.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
But you can see it. You can see the bullet hole. It's so cool.
Yeah.
We saw it. It was so cool.
Stories that you'd like to
Yeah.
share.
Yeah, anything.
The Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Well, have you have you told them the story about when we went upstairs and realized that music was coming from the radio?
Yes, I did share that, but you can give more details if you want.
That's the craziest story. I mean, we were at the pool doing the Estes method, and all of a sudden we get a call from Tamara, like your brother.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's music playing upstairs, and he's freaking out. And we were like, what are you talking about? Mind you, it's like 4 a.m. or like 3 or 4 a.m.
Yeah, it was a random time.
Yeah, completely random. And we run upstairs. Mind you, we're staying on the 9th floor.
Yes.
And we run into the room, and it's just blasting music. And this is at a random time. It's not like 6 o'clock in the morning or like 7 o'clock in the morning where someone would set the alarm and maybe have it play the radio. But it was just playing music, and Tarek was asleep.
Yeah,
And
poor
Your
thing.
brother was asleep. But now I had looked up afterwards and heard that the ghost that haunts the 9th floor will play music, or you'll hear music playing from another room or down the hallway. And
Yeah.
I just thought that was a little coincidental, especially at the time that it happened. And a pretty crazy experience. I mean, all of the experiences we've had at the Roosevelt are insane, like the tapping in the corner. And
Yeah. I was saying like
saying, like-
Marilyn on the board.
Yes.
Like
Well,
Yeah.
I love how Marilyn just contacted us and then complimented our makeup.
oh yeah, she did. She did because she said like welcome, and then what did she say about our makeup? Something about like our eyeliner. I don't
think-
know.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what she said.
I need
but
to
I
watch the
remember,
video, but yeah, I do remember
Yeah.
that. How
so
sweet.
nice.
Oh, speaking of the video, I will say, after filming there, this has never happened to me because my camera is like a newer camera and my SD cards have never been corrupted. It was really weird. But after after we got content at the Roosevelt when we stayed there and the music went off, my footage ended up getting corrupted. And every time I tried to drag it into like my editing software to use it, it would just say like media not found, or it just would not work on my end.
That's
so that
weird.
was just a weird thing that has never happened before. Yeah,
that is
kind
really
of
weird.
just odd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to
Yeah.
you. When we were at the Queen Mary, I was watching our video today of the Queen Mary, and there's a section where you're looking at your camera. I don't know if it was because we were at the Queen Mary, but it was all of the Roosevelt footage. Obviously, we edited the video and you got the footage, but when you were looking at it and you were going through your camera,
Oh,
I'll show
you're
you.
right.
It wouldn't
No, I remember
play.
that.
Yeah.
Yes. There were like 5 videos that said, media not found.
Yeah.
You're right.
So weird.
That is
So
really weird. They don't want to be filmed.
No, they really don't want to be filmed there.
I think
Weird.
It's just because, the Hollywood Roosevelt was a secluded place for the famous and rich and the actors who would stay there back in the day. So I don't think they want any cameras or any press type of people.
That does
coming in,
make
so they
sense.
might-
Yeah, it was like their little hideout.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Kind of
That's
crazy.
so
Crazy.
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 Thank
oh my gosh,
you.
Well, have fun filming the podcast.
Thank you,
That sounds
Carly.
fun.
Thank you
Of
for
course.
being a part of this.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I'll
love
talk to you
you.
later.
Bye.
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 Aw,
Yeah.
I love her.
Love her. There you go. See, you didn't hear it just from us.
Yeah,
It's a pretty crazy place. It really is.
it really is. But I recommend going if you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool. I want to go back right now.
Should we go right now?
Let's
go
right
have
now.
a drink there.
Let's go to the bar. No, but we should go soon for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think that pretty much concludes our experiences, other people's experiences.
Yeah.
If this wasn't enough to convince you, you can go watch our video.
Yeah. If you have been there and you've had something happen, let us know.
Absolutely.
That would be really cool to hear.
Yeah, we would love to hear more. Honestly, when we looked online, there wasn't as much information as we thought there would be, or
Yeah.
people sharing their stories. So
Yeah.
if anybody has a story, we would love to hear it.
There has to be so many more stories because every time I've gone, I have a new story. So,
Exactly. Or I hear
Yeah.
from one of the people who work there or
Yeah.
something. So comment below if you have anything.
yes,
But
we would love to know.
yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. We are very excited about this podcast.
Yes, we are. Until the next haunting. Bye.
Bye.